This increasing student diversity represents a challenge for our public schools, and we've talked a little bit about some of the programs that schools have been mounting to try to address some of those needs and meet some of the challenge, but it clearly also represents a tremendous challenge for teacher education and teacher educators. Schools have never been homogeneous, although I think traditional teacher education programs have often proceeded as if they were, preparing teachers to teach a mythical white middle-class student with the values and educational expectations that match their own. Indeed, the overwhelming majority of public school teachers in this country are white and English-speaking. They're also increasingly middle-aged or beyond, and they're women. As the student population has become more diverse in this country, the teacher population has become less so. In 1990, 30% of the students were minority, and about 21% of the teachers were. In the year 2000, while the statistics are not totally clear, it looks like it's closer to 38% of the students are minority, and less than 10% of the teachers are. There's a growing gap between the background, education, and expectations of those who teach and those they are teaching. I'm not suggesting here that the only way that you can understand a diverse student population is to yourself have come from an ethnic or racial minority, or to have spoken a language other than English upon coming to school. But I am suggesting that if you have had those experiences, you're more likely to understand what our students who come with limited English proficiency, who are English language learners, who come from diverse backgrounds, who come with a wide range of experiences and expectations, you're going to be more likely to understand those students. And if you are not one of those teachers or teacher educators, then it really is imperative to be able to become more familiar with and understanding of these children. In 1994, only 28% of public school teachers had had any training, even in service workshops, for teaching English language learners. I know that in Florida this situation is undoubtedly much better because of the consent decree that required in-services, because of the changes that are currently underway in pre-service teacher education, which include ESOL-related courses. But I would imagine there still are in Florida schools a number of teachers who have little prior education. They may have some actual on-the-job experience, but prior knowledge or background to be able to effectively meet the needs of these students. ESOL bilingual teachers have theoretical knowledge and practical experience in teaching these students and can provide some assistance in helping those teachers from other disciplines to understand these children. But they lack sufficient exposure to or understanding of the academic language or conceptual demands of other subjects in many cases. Content area teachers have that conceptual and academic knowledge, but they really need to learn how to adapt instruction to enable learners who are still learning English to be able to function in their classrooms. What I'm suggesting is that content area teachers and language teachers both bring to the mix really critical knowledge and critical skills and dispositions which would be helpful when brought together in some kind of a collaborative endeavor.